Okay, let's do this. Be the camera woman and the model. Hi, welcome back to another video of mine. This week I thought I'm not introducing you into specifically a new place, but more into my life, as I realized that a lot of you don't even know who I am, where I'm from, what I'm doing here, or why I'm living in a van. And yeah, so I'm trying to tell you my story in this video. I grew up in the very far north of Germany called North Friesland, and I'm a single child out of a family of a lot of therapists, healers and social workers. So I think it's in my blood that I just feel very driven to heal, not only myself but other people. So the reason why I actually started to do these videos was that I really want to inspire other people to go out and find your way and find your path, as I have done about 3 years ago. 3 years ago I have decided probably the biggest step so far in my life. It was the second time I've sold almost all I've had, but the first time I really made the big decision to leave everything, even a 14-year long relationship behind me, to move to another country. And this country is Scotland. I mainly live in the Highlands of Scotland, but I do travel around. Not only because I want to see more of this country, which is one of the main reasons why I decided to live in a van, because I couldn't decide on one of those many beautiful places that I can find here, and I'm a big explorer. When I first came to Scotland in 2017, just traveling by myself, as I very often do, and I came only for a week, I hitchhiked and couch surfed, and I've met so many open-minded, lovely people with amazing hospitality.
Hi, Fenja.
And I did see not only this country, but I could also see who I can be, who I can become, and that I and the life that I was living in Germany was keeping me small, was trying to put me in a box where I felt like I didn't belong. I never felt like I belonged anywhere until I came to Scotland. And this country, I don't know, it gives me so much freedom. Not only because you have the right way to roam, to just walk wherever you like. You start on a path, or maybe you start on the road and then you go on a path, and then you go on a trail, and then you follow a goat path or a sheep path, and then there's no path left, and you have to decide for yourself where you want to go from here on. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I don't think I've ever spoken that deeply about it. Of why I'm actually here. And what it is that this country has given to me. Gosh, I didn't want to cry. Certainly not. I didn't even expect that. I feel like I should maybe go back to me living in Germany. So when I grew up, I had a hard time to find friends. Hallo, aus Osnabrück.
Hi Fenja, Grüße vom Niederrhein.
to fit in. And I guess also it's the background of having two therapists, lovely people as parents, and me just growing up that way and being a little bit strange. And I, now that I'm an adult, can understand why other children were maybe frightened of me. And also I think I'm an empath, so when you're a child you say things because you see and feel them, but you don't think that these things that you feel might frighten other people or hurt them, because you go deep into their soul and they feel maybe no one has seen them that way before. And yeah, so I never felt that I do really belong where I was. And I started moving places and getting into this relationship with a really lovely, nice young man for 14 and a half years. But we were so different. We had different dreams, but I didn't want to really see my dream because I was so afraid. Because I already felt different and I didn't want it to. And I've tried city lives because I felt maybe I will find more people that I can connect with and be that kind of strange person that I was in the teenage years, like everybody else, because we all want to discover ourselves, we all want to experience more. And I tried out a lot of different styles, believe me. I had fun with that, I totally had. But I was always very much in the air element, because I was floating with my surrounding, not knowing where I should land, where I should belong, what I should do. I've done so many jobs. And so many internships and stuff. I might gonna make another video about this, but this is just mainly about my story and how I got here. So yeah, and one day I got the chance to travel to California for 3 months, as I have family living there, and I went over by myself. So I left my partner in Germany, and that was a 3-month trip, and it was already so much freeing of just being in a different place, being someone no one knows, and just trying out things. I was a bit shy at that time, I have to say, so I didn't do too much, but I've met a lovely woman who is still my best friend, Jenny. Hi Jenny, I love you so much. And when I came back, I just wanted more. I didn't want it to go back into the life that I had, and even it was the time that I started to do, what is it called? An apprenticeship as an interior designer or interior decorator, so mainly upholstering. Chairs and couches and stuff, and I do enjoy that, and once in a while still do that. But I was just thrown into the lifestyle that so many of us have, into the 5 days per week, and I don't know, that was also like very limiting I feel like my space, my ability, and who I wanted to be, and being indoors the whole time. I was very much an indoor person when I lived in Germany. But yeah, as I said, I wanted to travel more. So at some point my partner and me decided that we don't want to break up, but we go separately traveling. So he went out as a journeyman, which is a German tradition as a hand worker. You can do, you always don't have to do. So he went on that for 3 years, and I went on my path for 3 years, traveling for a half year, backpacking, couch surfing, hitchhiking, ride sharing, taking a train, taking an airplane, taking a bus over to North of America and Canada with all the lovely people I've met. Obviously also the US, all the people I've met, and I really appreciate them. but especially Canada has changed me. Being in this nature and being with those people who wanted to be close to nature. And when I came back, I just felt different, and that was good. So I didn't want to settle down for the rest of the 2.5 years, obviously, and I bought a caravan, which I placed on the property of my mum, so I would be able to keep traveling but still have a home base. And that was great. I really enjoyed that, and I've done some more super cool trips with a friend or alone or even with the partner, because we were able to see each other. It was just, we were on different journeys. But these 3 years obviously ended, which didn't mean that it ended for me of going traveling. And that one year, 2017, I decided I will go and see Scotland, because it was on my list for so long. But I guess I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready before. So I took the airplane. It was very easy and it was very cheap, and I went over and I've met these very lovely people who were so welcoming. Like, you get out of the airplane and you right away being asked, like, who are you? What are you doing here? Why did you decide to come to this country? So I felt seen. I first felt seen, and that was so good. Yeah. And then finding my path here just came by really hiking up a mountain by myself by sunrise, and realizing I can keep walking and walking, and I'm by myself, but I'm not alone. I'm just not alone. And that being outside the whole time, because traveling just makes you be outside the whole time, was just felt more natural and more real. So yeah, I guess that's my story of finding a place that did call home. And I feel that because I believe in reincarnation, that I have lived in this country before, and that I still feel bounded, and then I just have to fulfill things that I haven't finished in that life before, which are connected to Scotland and this beautiful landscape here. I'm breathless all the time of what I can find here and what I can see, and I feel like a little child in Wonderland. And this is why I've called my channel Wonderland, Fenja Wonderland, because I always lived first in my Wonderland in my head, and now I live in the Wonderland which is real all the way around me. So this is amazing. And yeah, the reason why I lived in a van, I think I've mentioned before, I couldn't decide where at these beautiful spots I wanted to live, and living before in a caravan felt so good as well, because if just you feel like you're living outside even though you live inside. It was not for me that I wanted to stand at very impressive, beautiful places. It was just I wanted to be more connected to the outside world, and I wanted to be able to see more. My first job here, or my two first jobs, because I usually tend to do more than one job at a time, was being an outdoor instructor as a pony tracker instructor. And the other thing was I was afraid of heights, so it was pretty mental of deciding to apply for a high ropes course place where people just go up with a harness into the trees to try to go along over all these obstacles. And I was so afraid the first time, but now I just totally love it. But that's not what I'm doing currently, so I just wanted to mention that I stepped over more and more fears when I came over here, because also I had a driving license since 2011, but I didn't own a car, and I barely have ever driven because I felt afraid of making a mistake. Like in general in German, I felt afraid of making mistakes all the time, but whatever I did, whatever I said, or however I behaved, I just wanted to fit in. And now I don't. Now I'm like, no, I want to fit into my life, I want to fit in my shoes, and by deciding that, I became so much more myself, and by becoming more myself, I attract the people who really are good for me in my life. Like I found my soulmate, and I've never believed in soulmates, but there he is, and I'm so happy. And I do understand him fully, and he does understand me fully, but in the same time we're always surprised by each other and by our behaviors, and yeah, I see him and I'm happy. Now everything is possible, and that's great. So my life, my story. I lived in Germany. I became brave to started to try things, and I wish to everybody out there who sees that to become brave, to just start to do what you feel can be good, and there is no right or no wrong, because everything is a try, and you only have this amount of time for your life to try things, and then decide, does it feel good? If it feels good, keep going. If it doesn't, try something else. And I really want you to experience what I do experience here, and this is the reason why I try to take you along with me to just experience my joy of this life, of nature, of this world, of making new experience. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all the new subscribers that I recently got. I'm very impressed, and I'm very happy that people love what I'm doing, or are at least interested to just have a look, have a try, as I said. And I hope I will see you very soon again. Thank you with all my heart.